So let's talk about Drake, right? It's kind of Drake could drop a song and chart. We've seen him chart. Maybe you thought he's charted a little bit lower than what you thought, because clearly we do know when he dropped Scary Hours 2, all three of those songs charted 1, 2, 3, right?
What more do you want from me?
Drake's streak of having a song on the Billboard Hot 100 was ended. For the first time in over 2 years, there are no Drake songs or features charted in the Billboard Hot 100 this week.
And let's be honest here. Is there just a coincidence that this is going on? What is the reason why? Why is he not charting? Could it be that the people are no longer interested? Could that be a reason? Let's continue.
Previously charted every week since April 2022. So Drake has charted literally for over 100 weeks, and you know, whether he was on a feature with someone or he had an original song, we do know in that span, I think he put out 2 albums, but he does his feature run and he's always had like a song in the Hot 100, right? Now people are wondering, is Drake falling off? Is the run of Drake over?
Oh man, this is gonna be interesting, y'all. This is gonna be interesting.
I do want to be very honest, and you know, for you K-bots, don't clip me. Just get out of here. I ain't really talking to y'all.
See, stuff like that Act does, he's basically preparing you for the cope. He's preparing you for the glaze.
What the hell?
So when you watch an Act stream, no, you're essentially getting glazed.
Oh my God.
And this is gonna be a cope session. You can already see it. This is why he has to say, for the K-bots that are gonna clip me. Yeah. You're gonna get clipped, dog. You're 100% for sure gonna get clipped. Because we all know you about to say something wild. But I'm gonna let you continue.
I am gonna be honest. I do think 2 things is happening. I think Drake is in an interesting period, but I do think the music industry is in an interesting period. I think the reason why Drake doesn't have a song on the Billboard Hot 100 is because Drake hasn't been entertaining or not entertaining.
This is Cope 101. This is Cope. This is legendary Cope. Akademiks is really trying. He's trying his hardest. And you know what? I commend you, dog, because you're definitely trying. Akademiks is trying his hardest to cope with what's going on. And I get it, man. Like, that's your guy. That's your guy. I get it. You got to cope. You got to figure out a way. You got to figure out something. I think he's sitting here trying to find ways to explain this and make it make sense. When really the explanation to this whole thing, the easy one is he fell off. The man fell off. He took some damage, bruh. He took some damage, and right now he has to figure out a way to get back from it. It's that simple. There's no rocket science to it. We can't sit here analyzing for a whole hour why he fell off, why he's not doing this. The man fell off, bro. There's a reason why his numbers aren't hitting. Because if he's been hitting for so many years and then all of a sudden he's not hitting, what's the one thing that happened? The beef. I think a lot of people are choosing not to fuck with Drake. You see Act stumbling over this because he's trying to freestyle his way into finding a reason for people to cope. It's almost like a campaign at this point. Like, I don't know if you're getting paid by Happy Dad or by Steak to defend this man, but it's starting to look that way. Continue though.
Drake ain't been fucking with his label like that.
Oh my God.
Okay, which is kind of odd because they gave him $400 million, right? Drake has been doing his own thing ever since this whole beef with, and he's always kind of done his own thing. I'm gonna be very fair to him. You know, I've just heard notoriously Drake hits up his label a week or 2 out saying, I'm ready to drop. And if they had other releases, they move those releases back. Unless they tell him, you know, obviously he's with Republic. If they tell him, yo, big dog, Taylor's dropping, of course, and he's rap that, like, he would change his shit. But everybody else just moves out the way for Drake.
So here's my thing, though. If Drake ain't been fucking with his label like that, what does the label have to do with anything? If you ain't fucking with the label, what does the label have to do anything with the factor of why your shit ain't hitting no more? If you never fucked with the label like that, you just dropped whenever you was ready to drop. You just told them, hey, I'm ready to drop. And it was time for you to drop. And they dropped. What does that have to do with you falling off? Because essentially what you're telling us is that you do not need the label. So how is the label even a factor for you to bring up? This is what I mean, man. The thing is, you can't let these guys sit here and lecture you to death. Like what Ak is doing right here is like it's like a fucking class lecture. It's like it's sitting in a lecture hall taking notes. Like Drake fans are literally listening to this, taking notes down on a piece of paper. It's like reasons to cope. Underline the label. Yes. 20v1. Yes. Bots. Yes. Definitely the bots. It's coping 101 and it's cool, you know? Let's watch Ak do tricks on it, dog.
Hey, yo. That's how he usually operates with his label. Ever since his beef with Kendrick, he's operated even less with them. Like almost like niggas moving like he's an independent artist. Now, this is the odd part of it, right? Not only is he, his label has zero. And by the way, I got to give a little bit of a crash course.
This nigga all over the place. You see how look at him. He's all over the place. You can't even talk about one formulated thought. You're like here, there. You're hopscotching every single fucking way to try to defend this. Bro, it is over. Stop it. It's done. You gotta stop this, dog. This ain't it, dog. You gotta stop this.
These guys are signed to major record labels. Drake, Taylor Swift, Post Malone, The Weeknd. They're going through Republic, even Nicki Minaj. As popular as these people are, and yes, if they just dropped a song right out of the blue with no planned label support or the labels, enticing the DSPs to show support, they're all going to make the charts because they're that big of an artist. But to continually stay on the charts and to really get a number one or get songs that's in the top 40, it's a reason why, I don't know if, like back in the day, they used to have this thing called pop music was basically top 40 music. So a song that consistently charted in the top 40 of the Billboard Hot 100, it was considered pop. It didn't matter the genre, it was considered pop. I'm going to tell you why. Because it was popular. Popular mean most people would know, on average, the top 40 songs that were popular in the country. Now, that definition has been eradicated by a few reasons. Number one, you'll see some of these guys drop songs, and because it's streaming, they'll be number 3 on the charts just for the debut week. Then it'll drop to like 87, right? So a top 40 song doesn't necessarily mean it's a pop song anymore because streaming has just changed the whole landscape of things. So let's talk about Drake, right? It's kind of Drake could drop a song and chart. We've seen him chart. Maybe you thought he's charted a little bit lower than what you thought, because clearly we do know when he dropped Scary Hours 2, all 3 of those songs charted 1, 2, 3. Right? Now, granted, that was a planned release, but he's been doing this 100 gig thing where he's kind of like dropping music kind of through the website and
through Instagram. Then it gets to DSPs, but I think his highest charting song was I think No Face. That was 20. That was the highest charting song. All the songs did chart. He dropped 5 songs from I believe. So SOD didn't get put up.
Boy, if you don't, I think the music industry's fucked a bit. I think Drake is a little bit distant from what he hasn't committed to dropping anything, and he's testing out the waters, right? It doesn't look good for him because what we have realized, and whether you want to call this a knock, and this is where the K-bots are like, we're going to clip this. I can't wait till he say we're going to clip it. It's fine.
You keep mentioning K-bots. You keep calling people K-bots because you know that what you're saying is crazy. You know that you're going to get clipped. So you're just trying to get everybody prepared for the fall off. All you're trying to do is put out the excuses out there so people can have the excuses ready when whatever he's doing doesn't work. Bro, you are compromised and we get it, dog, but you have taken this campaign way further than everybody has expected you to go. You're going in a direction that is very, very disappointing. But continue.
It's like we're watching Superman bleed. Like, this is, and I hope you understand the analogy.
You're a Superman?
Like, Kendrick and Drake have never been in comparison to potency on the charts. Kendrick and even Cole. They've never been compared. Like, this guy's like literally, like he's twice or 3 times bigger than both of them.
Oh.
These days, anytime Drake, Drake dropping a project with 21 Savage and doing 400K, he should be doing 800K. Like, he's been so really red hot, lightning, white hot popping for so long time, he just throws the shit out. Drake hasn't had a full-on label campaign to push his records
Excuses.
in years.
Excuses.
He's been solely surviving. This is why
This is not a point, dog. Listen, this is what I can't rock with this, because this is not a point to be making. If Drake has been doing this for years without no label, you just said that he's been on top of the game, been #1, whatever. If he's been doing this without a label and he don't fuck with the labels, why is it being brought up as a point now? Obviously, what everybody knows from that observation is that he doesn't need the label. So why is it that you gotta bring this up now as a point and a reason why he's not hitting no more? Like, let's make it make sense. You're not making sense right now. It's obvious that you're trying to cope and you're trying to find reasons for this man. And it's looking sad, bro. It's looking insane, bro. You're looking crazy out here. My gosh, man, come on, man. I think they just think that people are stupid and people are just gonna gravitate to whatever excuses they give out. Obviously, if you're a Drake fan, you're gonna take all these excuses, you're gonna write these shits down, and you're gonna use them as talking points. Understood. We get it. But anybody outside of that, come on, you know better. You know better.
I'm gonna tell you from a marketing perspective. You know how I know an artist is real hot? When their team don't spend no marketing dollars. Drake don't spend no marketing dollars. Facts. Y'all go find bloggers, YouTube pages, or reaction channels that could say Republic paid them 50 bands, 20 bands, anything to market Drake's song. You can't find them. Every other artist you can. Like, respectfully. How do I know? Nigga, I collect the checks.
Oh, do you? Do you? Tell us more, man. You collect the checks, don't you? You collect the one right now? It seems like it. You collected one on the low. They might have not paid you directly, but you got that steak sponsorship, don't you? Yeah, you got the Happy Dad sponsorship, don't you? Hey, whatever way, dog, you got to get it.
I won't mention their name now because I ain't, I feel like sometimes I be shitting on the people who be paying me. Yo, all right, here's the budget for this. Yo, we going to work this. You want us to do this for radio? All right, cool, we going to try to do it. With this shit he got going on, I think he's trying to show them, yo, listen, I could possibly go independent. Give me the bread. He got 400 last time. I would be thinking he's aiming for another 100 million. 500 or 600.
All right, man. I can't spend all day with this motherfucker trying to cope, man. This man giving a whole lecture on all types of bullshit, but it is what it is, man. Listen, at the end of the day, all they're trying to do is run excuses for Drake. All they're trying to do is find the excuses to put out there so people can have something to grab onto when it's time to cope. This is a coping session. He just gave y'all a lecture. It's like in a lecture hall, and everybody just took notes on it. Ak is coping right now, and he's trying to find the reasons why Drake is falling off. And listen, the fall off needs to be studied, but at the same time, Drake is going to be just fine, right? He's going to figure out a way, because he doesn't have a choice but to figure out a way. And obviously, he has the machine behind him. So don't let these people come here and tell you Drake doesn't fuck with the label this, the label that. Bullshit. Drake has the label behind him, and he's going to use the label when he needs to use it. And the label are going to push him when they need to, because at the end of the day, that's their investment. They're in this to make money off of Drake as well. It's not just about Drake getting the checks. They're here to make the money off Drake as well. And what this guy is doing is just coping, finding all the excuses out there and just using whatever he could use to try to give you a reason to why Drake is falling off. But we already know this is the deal. But y'all know what I do. I get on here and I fight back with the coping. I fight back on the false narratives, man. That's what I do, man. So call it what you want. It is what it is. Drake is falling off. I think the people have chosen. I think the people have decided. And I think Drake is just stuck basically having to climb back to the spot where he was at. He's just not used to being there. This is why he's spiraling. This is why he's throwing shit out. This is why he's throwing shit out and shit's not working. Because all you really had to do was take a motherfucking break. Take a break, dog. Sit down for a minute. That's all you had to do. But, people gonna do what they do. They gonna act the way they act. And, if you spiraling, you spiraling, man. But listen, man, drop down in the comments real quick and let me know how you feel about this topic. Let me know how you feel about the coping. Shout out to everybody that subscribed to the channel. Shout out to everybody that's a member. If you're not a member, you could join. Hit that join button at the bottom of this video, man. You already know what it is. The Discord link is also in the description. On the Discord, you could get in there, have conversations. It'd be dope. We be having a good time in there, man. So make sure you jump into the Discord and say something, man. It's your boy Goods. You already know what it is. BigZoeTV. Let's go.
You are now listening to a beast monster 4-5 group. Test me, F-Cat fail, you dumb niggas. Hold your back like bad grades, I'm on that. North Miami 148, the root set. You can never test. Watch me put to rest like all your assumptions. You know what I'm bumping. From New York to LA, MIA, I got it locked like a cell, like a fresh upstate. Shout out to all the real niggas niggas and the fake ones too. They tired to see me kill joints like deja vu. You know it's 2 times 2, 4 quarters. I'm chasing dimes holler. Tell the chicks that I'm single, a trick collar.